This is the Chatter Squadron Weekly News Roundup, the best source for Star Wars news in the galaxy. Chewie, get the holonet up and running again. We don't want to miss the show.
This is worthless.
This is just a blank piece of
It's just
rock.
slate. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Weekly News Roundup. Hey, didn't see you there. I am Mike Calhoun, and this is Tyler Buxton. Then sat over here is Johnny Trowbridge, and we are Chatter Squadron, your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and positivity.
Hi guys, how's it going?
How are you, friend?
I'm doing pretty well.
He's doing so well, he's chuckling through his sentences.
I got a bird shirt on.
Yeah, I was looking at your bird
Y'all
shirt.
have Star Wars shirts on. I wish I was on there on the same train
this
as you.
This is the Star Wars side of the podcast, and you're going to be the bird expert today.
That's true.
What do you know about birds?
We're going to be getting to some Star Wars news if you want to start teasing that. But
The birds
later,
will come with the
later in the day, I will be giving you guys an update on the pigeon population of New York City.
Oh, always the always changing.
Believe it or
pigeon
not, I have
populace.
the exact number of how many pigeons there
Oh,
are,
yeah?
so we'll get to that.
It just changed.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost like a stock market
It
thing where
is.
it just the numbers are
Pigeons are
changing.
down
They're up,
today.
they're down, they're up, they're.
Do not invest in pigeons. Now invest in pigeons quickly.
Buy, sell. We're gonna throw some sound effects in there.
Rian Johnson's trilogy is in peril, everybody.
No, it's not.
Lies from the tablecloth.
That's another
Lies
one of
from the
that's another one of those Mike Calhoun teases.
Yeah.
As we just told you it's not. But we'll get to the in-depth because that was something that was getting shared around of like, it's over. He's down. He's not in it anymore. But
wrestling references. I like this.
what can I say?
He beat us out.
You could say there's a references.
What can I say?
No, he says, what can I say? Anyway.
Oh.
Hasbro
okay.
to release a Star Wars Lightsaber Academy. Guys, our friends at the Ohio charter, the Saber Legion, might have an issue on their hands because a bunch of kids are going to be learning how to fight with a lightsaber. soon.
Oh, they're gonna have so many people.
Right. It's going to be a horde of young children with glowing sticks,
Nice.
just knowing everything. They're proficient in
That's
every
exactly
form.
what I wanted when I was a kid. I just wanted any kid to stick fight with me.
Oh,
To-
okay.
to-
I thought you meant to have a horde of children with you.
No,
as
I didn't
well.
when I
have
was
a-
a child,
Well,
I wanted a
yeah,
horde of children.
I did.
To
I
follow
did
me.
want to be a world leader as a young child. And
Is that
all
true?
of my constituents would be other children. But also, I wanted to learn how to fight with swords, and I would play fight in my driveway.
Yeah.
And I'd be alone because no one wanted to do that with me. So this would be a great thing for young Mike
Yeah.
Calhoun.
I-
Too late.
I even knew Calhoun at the time, but I just didn't want to hang out with him, so I let him fight in the
Yeah,
middle of his
we
driveway.
lived across the street from him when we'd watch him. We'd
With
point at him and
binoculars
laugh.
and laugh.
Yeah.
I had my own pair of binoculars. That's how I saw you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
I looked back and I was just like, oh, they're laughing at me again. I guess I'll just keep going.
Yeah.
One of those one-eye binoculars.
Yeah.
It's called a telescope.
I could only afford one.
Master and Apprentice. We're gonna read an excerpt from that new book coming out soon from Claudia Gray.
They keep teasing more things as it leads up to its release.
Is the sequel Master and Commander? Because I love that movie.
You actually liked that movie?
That's a great movie.
It was not well received.
Uh-oh.
I liked it.
Y'all are gonna fight.
It's a good movie though.
Yeah.
After the pigeon part of the show, they're gonna fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a promise.
You better not break it.
I shan't.
J.J. Abrams knows the title of episode 9.
If anyone is allowed to know it, I would let JJ know it.
But somebody
know.
who's a part of the movie kind of confirmed that he doesn't even know that only JJ knows. So
Dominic Monaghan actually
Yeah.
said it, and someone asking him on Instagram. It was like one of those ask me a question on Instagram story, and they're like, give us that title, bro. He's like, haha, nobody knows except the director, which is a great way to deflect.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's really
Boom.
true?
He's already using Force Deflect.
Oh, is
'Cause
he going to be a
he-
Jedi guy?
Yeah, a Jedi
think?
guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's gonna
I'm
be.
a Jedi guy.
Oh, good Dominic Moynihan.
Hey, guy, I'm Dominic Moynihan, and I'm here, Jedi guy.
Hey,
sounded-
Dominic.
Hey, don't talk to me. I'm richer than you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have like a persona. I think.
What's the name of that new Star Wars movie, Dominic?
Hey, don't ask me questions. I just said I'm better than you.
Okay.
Like he's got different personality.
It's like, I don't think that's Dominic Monaghan at all. I think you just ran into a man at the coffee shop.
I do often.
You just run into people.
Yeah.
It's like, get out of my way,
In my car,
coffeeman.
in my truck, in my plane.
You have so many vehicles.
You have a plane?
Let's use one of them to travel to this next story.
Marvel revives a classic Star Wars comic for one last issue. We might need to ask our cleaner.
Oh, Ron Filtermore.
Ron Filtermore.
Excuse me, cleaner. He works hard, and you just
Yeah.
call him the hour cleaner.
Yeah.
Hey, who's that cleaner guy?
Yeah, Ron is a valued member of this podcast.
His
And
brother Loud is working so hard. To
His
make
brother
ends
Loud is not my favorite. I
don't
like
love Loud.
I don't love Loud when he shows up on the show, but
Yeah, I apologize
he's
for
still
loud.
a sweetheart. We all know it.
Of course, this week in Star Wars history, brought to you by the Battlefront on Facebook. And then we're going to talk about the picture of
yeah.
episode 9 wrapping production. And then I put out the question of what people think the title of episode 9 will be, which is
It's a fun game
It's
everyone
going to be
plays.
fun. Which, I mean, anytime you ask somebody to name something, it's good, right?
Yeah.
Like,
all
what
the
would
time.
you guys name me? What would be my name?
Bird guy.
That's a lazy one.
It's like if I looked at you, I'm like, Darth Vader. Darth Vader Trowbridge.
I like
I'd call you Slim.
Slim.
Ooh.
Slim. Hey,
Yeah.
what's
Hey,
going on there, Slim?
Hey, Slim.
Maybe I'll make it with a dollar sign.
I'll do. Yeah, I want another word one, a one-word one, but you'd be Crockett. Like Davy Crockett.
Oh, that's a great one.
Crockett. Crockett Bucks.
Yeah.
Crockett
No
Bucks.
Bucks. No Bucks.
Just Crockett.
Just Crockett. Like, who's that? That's Crockett.
I also did not imagine you having Slim Bucks. I thought you were gonna just be Slim.
yeah.
Jeez.
Just-
Slim
I'm
Crockett.
trying to think of another one.
Stop giving it two names.
I'm gonna call it. Here's another one. You'd be Sharp.
Ooh, yeah, sharp.
Kind of like Shaft, but not.
Yeah.
the
Just
bird.
Sharp.
The Birdman. Sharp Crockett.
Sharp Crockett.
That's
And now we're going back to the Birdman. Y'all gotta sell your pigeon stock.
Oh my God, he's
That's a
insane.
great persona.
Did you guys know it's hard to achieve your goals sometimes?
Sometimes, yes.
That life is crazy and you get motivation and then it goes away.
Are you singing the intro to an 80s sitcom?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
But I'm also just reminding everybody that it's hard to achieve your goals sometimes. So be gentle with yourself because you're worth it. Mental health check. I want to do that more. You guys will be fine. If you want to talk to us about anything, even if it doesn't have to do with Star Wars, we may give you Star Wars advice to your to your life problems.
I may speak to you in Obi-Wan's voice.
Do or do not. There is no try. You're like, I'm really struggling here. All right, you want to get to the news?
Yes, let's do it. Let's
Rian
do so.
Johnson's trilogy is in peril, guys.
Yeah.
What happened? Nothing happened.
Oh.
It was the original story, quote unquote, was from Super Bro Movies, and Johnson walked away from the franchise. Kind of a long story short, this is kind of a rumor week roundup or whatever we called it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Was just that like it lasted about a day because Rian Johnson
He doesn't have legs, so how could he walk away? Yeah.
Ryan Johnson was asked on Twitter, and he says, "No, it isn't true. I'm still working on the trilogy. With all due respect to the movie bros, who I'm sure are lovely, kind bros with good fraternal intentions."
Yeah, that was in response to someone else that said, it was from this source, but is it actually true? And I think they were verified people. They were like either real journalists or something. They were trying to get to the bottom of it. And hey, I mean, that's the one good thing that Twitter provides, right? You know, immediate squashing of
Right.
rumors. You can just go straight to the source.
As our friends at the Star Wars Hub said, when they got rid of Phil Lord and Chris Miller from Solo and Colin Trevorrow from Episode 9. When those directors left those projects, they were the first people to say it. StarWars.com released those. So,
It's been so long. What I almost forgot that we almost got a Colin Trevorrow Episode 9.
I know.
Isn't that strange? Like, maybe not strange, but it could have been so different. I don't know.
I'm happy about it.
I'm happy with the outcome as well, but I forgot. It feels like so much takes place between events in Star Wars realm, because we're always plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to look back and think about, oh, wow, just a few months ago we were talking about the Solo movie production being in peril.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh no, actors are getting acting coaches in the middle. And we thought it was a disaster.
I remember that.
We were worried. I mean, we weren't really. We kind of had a positive
I
outlook
couldn't
on it.
sleep.
Yeah,
It's kind of how I feel about this
me
Rian Johnson
every
trilogy.
hour.
Kidding.
I call him every hour just to check in, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, the Solo movie," and then Johnny would be like, "Listen here, Sharp,
No, I call you Crockett.
Birdman,
Listen here,
Crockett.
Crockett.
Crockett." Goodness,
Crockett knows. It sounds like he has a still somewhere or a sill. Excuse
Name's
me.
Crockett. I got a still in my basement.
can I have a mill instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, you grind up.
Good old Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
What?
It's from a song.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Crotchety song.
A Crockety song?
Ooh, could be.
Goodness gracious. Hasbro. So, like that, lightsaber battling has been in our lineage for a while, the three of us here. I, too, used to battle myself in my yard with a lightsaber.
But you had so many bros, bro.
No.
Dude,
No?
you had like so many
No.
bros, bro.
So many.
My bros were so much older than me. Whenever I would play with them, they just take it as an opportunity to beat me with a lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You probably learned a lot of evasion techniques.
No, they were much larger than I.
Oh no.
But no, there was many a days where it was just me in my yard, wah ba ba ba, cutting through hordes of battle droids.
That's the
That's the
most
part
fulfilling
That's the
part.
thing about battle droids. They just stand there and then get chopped to bits.
Well,
Like
they're
butter.
useless. Yeah, these things are kind of useless.
They are kind of useless. He literally kicks one over.
What was it like growing up for you, Johnny, with all of your brothers?
We did play a lot, especially my younger brother and I.
Uh-huh.
We did a lot of lightsaber battling.
How many times were you struck to the point of tears?
Daily, probably. I
Yeah.
don't know. We would hit each other's hands a lot. That's a common thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, we
I
ran
think
into.
that's number one risk with lightsaber battles.
it's
Hand
true.
hitting.
I mean, we've seen it in the movies.
Yeah, well, a couple times.
Couple times.
People tend to lose hands. But no, so Hasbro this fall is releasing a new saber toy called the Star Wars Lightsaber Academy, an interactive lightsaber game that uses Bluetooth connected saber and an app to teach kids how to wield the franchise's most iconic weapon. So I'm guessing it's going to track your movements one way or another. I know we did that for the Star Wars VR lightsaber thing that we did. I don't know how it's going to look or how it's going to sound or how it's going to be.
Who knows? And are we really surprised that not Disney, Hasbro is jumping in on this? I mean, they would be the ones that I thought would invent it, basically, because the one that we made or that we played, excuse me. What company made that? What is it called?
I think
The one that we played.
Lenovo's Jedi Challenges.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. Is that okay? You have
Yeah.
it written down. Good.
so
I mean, that was awesome.
it's going to be apparently
was
it's going to
really
be
cool.
similar to that in a way of the same thing of a lightsaber being tracked. It's going to be $49.99 here in the U.S.
Oh, that's pretty cheap.
And it comes with one of Hasbro's smart hilt sabers that allow players to shift between one of the 5 Jedi practitioners, being Yoda, Rey, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Kylo Ren. So if we're talking about practitioners, a lot of those people all use Form 5, so they all fight the same way. But
Who knows how it'll be programmed? You know,
right.
They'll stay consistent.
And how's Yoda going to teach you stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now do a triple flip.
Yeah. Now spin 4 times.
Yeah.
and jump off of this ship. Do a backflip off the ship.
What if he just does force lessons? And he's just like, I'm not doing anything in this game.
What is this game?
Do or do not. There is no try. So try harder.
You're just holding the lightsaber, hoping it'll do something, waving it around.
How often did you guys do that? Sitting there trying to move something.
Oh, daily.
Yeah.
I still do that.
I still do it
Usually
from time to time.
yeah, same here. I'm just like, oh, my keys. And I just hold out my hand like, maybe this time.
Maybe. What if it did work and then you're like, this is all I will use this for?
Right. It only convenienced me less than 3 seconds that day. And
Or
it's just
it
it was cool at the time.
Man, what if you could only use it once and you accidentally use it to get your keys?
As opposed to, I mean, how am I supposed to know it's going to work and when?
Good point.
Am I supposed to spend all of my free time reaching out to falling children?
Yes.
You know, just like hoping that'll be the time the
or
Jedi
like
trick
a falling plane or something. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I could step up to a plane first, out the gate.
But it's the only time
You're
you can
right.
use
It's
it.
the only
only
time.
time.
So maybe
It's
I
now
should
or
be
never,
just
dude.
pushing planes up. But
Yes.
what if I accidentally push at a plane
And it
that's
goes
doing just fine?
Yeah,
And it topples over.
yeah. Well,
God forbid.
Yeah, just you got to get ones that are falling already.
Yeah, you're right. I got to just follow all the malfunctioning planes.
Correct.
So this lightsaber thing reminds me of our Star Wars All Out Brawl tournament. Whoa.
Yeah.
I just wanted that to be a moment where I can add sound effects later.
Okay.
It's gonna be like,
Your hair's a little
"Cling!"
crazy
Thank
now
you.
from
No,
that.
Don't, no.
So here's some of the updated fights here. Yoda versus Darth Maul, our very first one. Yoda won by quite a lot. He won 89.55 to Darth Maul's 10.45%. So he won pretty handily there.
That's a pretty rough loss for Maul.
Darth Bane versus Bastila Shan, 68% for Darth Bane and 31% for Bastila Shan.
Hey,
It was pretty good.
valiant effort.
I don't have the percentage for this one yet, but because we're still tabulating the votes. Count Dooku versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. What the heck happened there? That Obi-Wan Kenobi won pretty handedly.
Right. I don't
think
know.
People just like Obi-Wan.
I know.
That is the key. People love Obi-Wan.
And currently, at the time of this recording, goodbye phone. At the time of this recording, we have Luke versus Palpatine, and it's Palpatine's cutting ahead. But man, I thought people would jump on the Palpatine bandwagon like immediately, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty much going strong. But no, Obi-Wan Kenobi is moving on to the next round.
We'll see, because he's going to match up against either Luke or the Emperor.
Yep.
That's going to be fun because that's something we don't really imagine much. So we'll see how that matchup works out.
And then of course we're getting Darth Bane versus Yoda. Can't wait for that one.
That's fun. That's a great early or second round matchup. I like that.
I think when we did our strongest Jedi and strongest Sith ones, Bane was number 2 and Yoda was number 2
Man.
in Jedi and Sith.
Dang.
If we had like super awesome tons of Patreon subscribers, we'd get a team together of animators. And
Oh, snap.
We'd make some like Pokemon-esque turn-based little animation battle between the two.
That would probably be the easiest way to do that animation. It's just Pokemon-esque.
Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da. And this used force push or used spin attack.
Use spin attack. It's very effective.
Sith spin. Yeah.
This is super effective.
Luke uses throw lightsaber to the side and say, I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Ultimate-
It's not very
I was
effective.
gonna say, unless it's against Darth Vader, that's super effective.
Yeah. Darth Vader type.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated with that. But that Dooku Obi-Wan fight caught me way off guard.
I, for some reason, wasn't that surprised when you messaged us. You're like, look at this difference. I was like, I kind of expected this. I'm biased.
Okay.
Biased.
I think everybody was biased. That was the issue.
That's
Yes.
true.
Somebody
true.
asked how high is the ground that
goodness.
Obi-Wan is on.
That's an excellent point.
Highest of grounds.
But no. I'm interested to see what happens. And
Dooku
you can
totally trampled Kenobi twice, and people are still like,
you can
Shh, don't.
You could go on our Facebook and vote there for the upcoming matches. Some of the ones we have at Galen Merrick versus Kylo Ren coming up.
Cool matchups.
Rey versus Ahsoka. And peeling the curtain back for a second, all these fights were randomly generated.
Very simply, if you had been watching our Instagram story, you would have seen us roll a 20-sided die to determine the matchups. Very nerdy.
And we didn't change any of the matchups. They fell the way they fell.
Yeah. We assigned everyone a number.
So something like I thought Bane versus Bastila was such an interesting thing because you had both like Legends characters, and then it's going to be interesting because Mace versus Vader is the one I'm most interested in, and that's coming up this next week. Because Mace is my pick, but it's going to be pretty neck and neck.
Yeah, we did a little. I don't know if we took a picture of it, but we did a little just. What do we think? You know, like out of the three of us, we have to vote if we had to pick a combatant per matchup, and we did a little quick thing, and we had our own outcome.
Right, which we won't tell you.
We won't tell you who it was. But it was fun. It was fun to think about, you know, and that's what this is for. So vote on each of the images, vote on each of the matchups, share them, get other people to vote. It's fun.
Yeah, if you share them, we will look at you, and we might like your share.
We'll check you out.
We'll be like, this is a good lad
Then we'll
slash
call you
man.
out. What is that a reference to?
Because she's hiding underneath a rock. And
Speaking of Cruella DeVille, with this furry chair we have here, you can be the tiny king slash queen of the tiny chair of tiny victories by giving us a 5-star rating and a review on iTunes. You can be just like Cad Bane's bounty and be on this throne right here on the set. And you can also do it on our Facebook page. If you're watching this on Facebook, when you're done watching this, you can go over and give us a 5-star rating and a review on our Facebook page. Awesome. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's talk about Master and Apprentice.
Go for it, my friend.
Lucasfilm and Del Rey have released the first preview excerpt from the upcoming novel Star Wars Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. The novel, which hits shelves April 16th, is set prior to the events of The Phantom Menace and will follow Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn on an adventure.
Would you like to read the...
yeah, I'm going to read the reading.
And this is straight from StarWars.com. So, you know, this isn't someone, I found it.
Yeah,
I went to Claudia Gray's house and I stole manuscript.
Took a picture of it through her window.
Yeah, with one eye binocular.
And she was doing it on a typewriter, believe it or not. All right, here we go. As ever, after a mission, Qui-Gon had been summoned to the Jedi Council's chambers for his report. It was nighttime, later than the Council usually met, at least for ordinary business, and the darkness around them was illuminated by the cyclone of Coruscanti traffic and ships' lights. Yet here, within this room, a sense of serenity prevailed. Qui-Gon relished the contrast.
Typical Qui-Gon, relishing things, hot dogs, situations.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just giving my 2 cents.
That's fine. Master Balava leaned forward, studying her datapad with a frown on her face. It worries me. This misunderstanding between you and your Padawan. This isn't the first time you've reported such difficulties. Qui-Gon bowed his head slightly. It worries me as well. Obi-Wan is strong with the Force, and eager to do his duty. The failure must be mine. Fundamentally, I fear we are a mismatch. I've been unable to adapt my teaching methods to his needs, despite my best efforts. Yoda cocked his head. Adapted he must as well. Cooperation is learned not through individual effort. Only together can you progress. Agreeing to that proposition, sensible though it was, would mean shifting some of the blame onto Obi-Wan, which Qui-Gon preferred not to do. He simply remained quiet. The Jedi Council had a habit of assuming that silence equaled agreement. Qui-Gon had found his habit useful from time to time. Regardless, he expected the Council to eventually ask him if he wanted them to reassign Obi-Wan's training to another master. He'd known before this meeting began that they might even ask the question tonight, but he still wasn't sure what he would say. The suspense seemed worse than he would have anticipated, maybe because he didn't know what he wanted to answer, or because the silence in the room had lasted a suspiciously long period of time.
Will they stay together? What's going to happen?
Find out on the next episode of
Dragon Ball
Ball
Z.
Z.
No, it is really interesting that they chose this because it is such a, like, you wouldn't expect Obi-Wan to be the troubled student.
To be honest, I was going to say the opposite.
Oh, yeah?
I always suspected that they were so different that there was difficulty at the beginning. And there was a little bit of that in the Jedi Apprentice young adult novels. Granted, those are not canon, but I thought maybe they would explore that again.
And it looks like they are.
Did you read those
No.
novels, the Jedi Apprentice novels?
I know
Did
a
you,
lot
Johnny?
about them.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I read one that was really good. It was very, very typical of a young adult novel where they went to a planet. It had some sort of like local government problem where there was like these group of young rebels that were rebelling against the oppressive government, but the oppressive government was also keeping at bay outsider, blah, 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 blah. And Obi-Wan almost abandoned his Jedi morals and ideals at the behest of Qui-Gon to join the rebel kids. It was a very, very well-rounded and very well-written story for a book that was like, 70 pages? Extremely good.
When you
I
held
thought
up your fingers, I thought you were going to say this many words.
like this many words.
Like 12.
like a poem. It was a ballad. No,
It was
no. But
Man,
those
dang it.
those were good books. Or did you lose your joke? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I spoke over you.
Is it not a Sudoku? What is it?
What? Oh, a haiku. A haiku.
Yeah, that's why I was going to say it, and I said, "Dang it," because I'm like, that's a quiz, basically.
Right.
I was about to say Hadouken, so
Hadouken.
Yeah, it's about this big, like a Hadouken.
But to finish my thought is just that, yes, this is an interesting story or interesting aspect to explore because of it previously being explored.
And then once you finish Thrawn Alliances, we are going to do a Thrawn Alliances, what's that called? Review. Yeah. Which will be fun.
We never did a review on Thrawn, but that's okay. We don't necessarily have to.
If you haven't read Thrawn, oh boy.
Thrawn.
Let's just move on. Thrawn. Let's move Thrawn.
There actually is a character in the DC universe named Eobard Thawne, and it's Thaw'n. And then when I learned Thrawn, I actually was like irritated at the similarities. I was like, why would they do this? But it's who's they? Like just the person who wrote who wrote The Flash in the 60s,
Gary.
and Tim. Like, who am I gonna be mad at? Anyway, moving on.
I'm mad at Gary. I'm going to be honest.
Gary.
There's some Oscar news that has come through, but we're not going to touch on that today, because our Thursday episode is Star Wars and the Oscars.
Yeah. Let me fix my hair again. But yes, we are. We're going to be covering the Oscars on Fun and Villainy this week,
And how Star Wars has fallen into that award season.
Yeah, in the past and
Currently.
and currently, yeah, and what's going to be coming up. Well, the news story that involves the Oscars this week and month, we won't cover in the news. We'll talk about
Yeah.
but it's interesting in that it's we almost didn't see some people honored, which was a shame.
Right. And so this is the next news story. J.J. Abrams knows the title of episode 9, and what that means is on Instagram, somebody did one of the question askings to Dominic, which we heard from him earlier.
Yeah, we did.
They asked episode 9 title, ? Pretty please, to which he replied, only J.J. Abrams knows. It's good to have secrets on Star Wars. So my wanting to include this, and then we can move on quickly, is the fact that people keep saying, we know the title. The title's coming out today. The title's coming out tomorrow. The title's coming out. The Super Bowl is going to be the title of the movie. Like, everybody, it's like, just calm down. It's like he said, it's good to have secrets. Just let it be secret for now. And like that, towards the end of the show, we'll see what you guys think. I know there's a couple good joke answers.
Surely. That's really all that we should be doing anyway. We should be making joke answers, because once we know the real title, you're not gonna feel better about yourself. You're not gonna feel I don't know.
It's gonna be C-3PO and the 2 red arms.
Ooh, that's
right.
spectacular.
Wow, to the 2 red arms, and it's gonna have Star Wars and then 2 red arms on the side.
Yeah,
of it.
just like that.
Yeah.
a great idea.
Marvel revives classic Star Wars comic for one last issue. So would we like to have Ron Filtermore read the first part of this story? So if you guys don't know,
Is he here?
yeah, Ron, come on in here.
Come on in, Ron.
Ron is the person who cleans our office. He's a vital person.
Hey, it's me, guys. Hey,
Hi.
how you doing? Let me
Hi, Ron.
sit
Hey,
down
Ron.
here.
Ron has never seen a Star Wars movie.
Nope.
Yet he knows everything about Star Wars comics.
Yes, everything.
Every
I
single
know
thing.
it all, and I'm here to tell you about this new revival issue that's coming out.
Okay.
So let me.
The floor is yours, Ron.
Absolutely.
And also, you should clean the floor after this as well.
The floor is
it-
yours,
is
and
it-
that you must clean it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I already knew that.
Okay,
It's part of
sorry.
my job.
just wanted to.
I have it on the list. See. Okay.
I
The
see.
list is really
I even
short.
have the broom. I was ready to do it. Yeah, you know what? Let me just read this thing.
Why does
for
it
you.
say rob a bank after?
The very first Star Wars comic was actually published by Marvel in 1977 before the first film hit theaters. I told you about this on the comic episode when
Yes.
you interviewed me. When you had that nice, very handsome young man come in. Anyway, it ran for 107 issues before coming to an end in 1986. Now Marvel briefly is going to revive the series for Star Wars issue 108. One shot that will reunite the classic cast with the bizarre characters from the original comic. You remember those crazy characters?
Yeah, we got-
They look
Oh.
weird. You know how Chewie looked real weird? Oh, where's your comic? There it is.
Yeah.
He looks angry. He looks mad.
He looks like an angry puddle of mud.
Look at that guy. He looks like he's just got like a face full of firecrackers. Anyway, yeah. Matthew Rosenberg will write Star Wars 108, which will feature art by Giuseppe Camincoli. Excuse me, Camincoli.
You're fine.
Luke
Ron.
Ross, Kerry Gammill, and Andrew Broccardo, and others. The story will be a sequel to the late Archie Goodwin's Crimson Forever, and according to Marvel, it will feature Amaziah, Fox Train, Dominatage, and Jackson, and the green humanoid rabbit thing.
Yes.
that thing. And
Action Jackson.
He's Action Jackson. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Think of Jackson as a precursor to Jar Jar, who wasn't quite as annoying as the infamous Gungan. Anyway, Jackson was a rival smuggler, and occasional ally to Han Solo and Chewbacca, who Chewbacca just looked really mad and all the time. Additionally, Marvel released a cover image by iconic artist Walt Simonson, which features Darth Vader fighting Valence the Hunter, a droid-hating cyborg. Valence is also an antagonist in the early days of the Star Wars comic.
Thank you so much, Ron.
You're
And
welcome.
You knew all that off the top of your head, right?
I did. I had, actually, I lied. I have a little bit of it written on my arm here.
I
It's a
see that.
tattoo.
In Greece.
In Greece.
Oh.
No, it's not. It looks real good because I have
Yeah.
very good penmanship.
You do.
He does.
I just use
yeah.
grease.
Did you train in England for penmanship?
I did. How did you know? Did you
I was your
recognize?
teacher.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Tholomew.
Yeah.
Mr. Tholomew, I'm so sorry
Well,
for all the
Michael,
things I did to you after
You
I
burned
graduated.
my house down.
I did.
you
I'm so
imbecile.
sorry.
But your penmanship is great, so
You have no idea what that means to me.
well, be proud. I have to go.
Oh, thank you.
You know what, Ron?
I also have to go.
Ron, chase him.
I shall.
Chase after him.
Thank
Yeah.
you, boss.
No problem.
I'll get back to the floor later.
Oh, there's a lot of grease.
Ugh.
Calhoun, could you help me rub off some of this grease?
Oh, here I got a comic book over here. I can wipe it off. I'll just
Sweet.
like
Um,
scrape it off.
So here's a side note. Jackson and Amaza are now canon. So Jackson the Rabbit is canon. Featured in Star Wars Adventures Annual, The Lost Eggs of Livorno is set shortly after Jackson and Amaza's escapades in the original Marvel books and tells a fun, goofy story of the two being hired by one of the last surviving members of an avian race to safely deliver their eggs away from the Imperial Army to the Rebel Alliance.
You know, I think our buddies over at Broaxium are going to be real pumped about this. So,
Broaxium?
Broaxium
Braxium.
almost sounds like coaxium.
No.
That stuff that they were trying to steal in Solo.
No, that's not.
Remember
it's-
that?
That's just a
You
coincidence.
guys remember that movie?
There are no
Or just
coincidences.
both of their last names is Bro Axiom.
Bro and Axiom.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Bro and Axiom here for Bro Axiom.
Goodness.
You guys didn't know that?
No, I didn't. I learned that today.
Speaking of friends, this week in Star Wars history, brought to you by the Battlefront on Facebook. Go check them out. They have stuff over there.
They got stuff, and they specifically bring us this Star Wars history, or this week in Star Wars history every week.
Thank you,
Excuse me.
Daniel.
You're welcome.
February. I was thanking Daniel from the Battlefront.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. I'm thanking you.
Believe it or not,
You're welcome.
Calhoun is just Daniel from the Battlefront.
I'm not Daniel from the Battlefront.
Daniel's like,
he's a sweet.
I'll
he's
take
a
all the
sweet-
credit though.
Yeah,
February 12th, 1978, Del Rey publishes the first expanded universe novel, Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Ooh.
February 14th, 1997, Thursday, The Empire Strikes Back special edition premieres. Hooray.
Yay.
February 15th, 1995, Star Wars Dark Forces video game is released on PC.
Oh boy.
Ooh, them dark
A
forces.
good one.
Those forces are
they were just so dark.
dark.
It's really, yeah, it was hard to see things because every time you saw a forces, they were just so dark.
At first I thought they were light, but it turns out
Mm-mm.
that was not the case.
You were wrong.
February 6th, 2006, Empire at War releases for PC.
Ooh boy. I'm gonna say that every time.
Woo, boy.
That's a really good name that you'd think would be used more often in Star Wars extra media. Empire at War.
What, the word war?
No. Just
Yeah,
the
why don't they
phrase
use war
Empire
more?
at War.
Come on.
the Empire.
Bring it back, Disney.
Yeah, they do. They want more stars and less wars. Eventually, it's just going to be called
Star Piece.
Star movie,
Star, a Star Wars story.
Star film. Parentheses a Star Wars.
Star conflict.
Oh.
Oh no.
Star disagreement.
Oh. Aggressive negotiation.
Trade.
Trade.
Star Trade.
All right, our last story for today, episode 9, Wraps production. Everybody, I hope, has seen this lovely picture, which you probably can't even tell from the
Probably not.
shot, of Daisy Ridley, John Boyega,
Boyega,
and Oscar Isaac embracing each other, which seems to be for the last time on set.
Oh.
And JJ tweeted that picture out and he says, "It feels impossible, but today wrapped photography on episode 9. There is no adequate way to thank the truly magical crew and cast. I'm forever indebted to you all." So, wow.
That's nice.
It's very nice. And it's crazy to think those three and everybody else, it's done.
Yeah.
It's almost like when I saw this picture of the three of them, I was like, What do you mean that then they're done? We just saw them. They're new. They're the new people. It's like, well, no, but it's done now. And it's like, but it's new.
Yeah. And in about maybe 8 months or 6 months, they're going to do maybe some pickups from here and there. But yeah, from here on out, it's just going to be post-production, VFX, editing, and there you go.
Maybe you can
bigger
see it a
version.
little bit better.
It's a beautiful photograph.
It is, and then I made a little graphic of the very first time we saw them. If you
Yes.
guys saw that, because the very first time we saw like the cast together,
Yeah,
it was
a
that
round
like
table.
round table script, script reading.
Yeah.
that they were doing.
There's like 60 people.
Well, there was a lot of people in like the main circle. But that was the first time you were like, oh, I think that's that Adam Driver guy, and oh look, there's Mark Hamill, and you know. Mark Hamill also, side note, looks like he's like brushing something off, like he spilled something on himself a little bit. Everyone is like talking like with each other or like looking at the script or whatever. And Mark Hamill's kind of like, he's got like crumbs or something. If you look, he's like kind of looking down at his shirt and it looks like he's like wiping something away.
That's hilarious.
But no, that's like the first time we saw them as those characters in a way. And now to the last time. I mean, that was in 2014, 2015. That picture came out. Now it's been 4 years.
I remember when we were clamoring for more when that picture came out. It was just like, ooh, look
mean-
at all these people. We can zoom in on their grainy faces.
I clamor often. Just
Just
out of
for
habit.
things.
It's something that is with my medication.
Oh, I'm
But,
so sorry to hear that.
But that made me clamor even more.
Oh yeah. We had to hold you down. We had to strip you down
Stop
again.
clamoring.
Stop it.
Guys, I'm clamoring.
Get in this padded room.
It's clamoring time.
Oh no! Oh, okay. We can't. There's nobody coming back.
Do you
from
want
that.
to? Do you want to pull up the Instagram because I
Absolutely.
would like to see what people's thoughts are on what the title for episode 9.
Title 9? Excuse me.
Wow.
It's,
What?
Move along.
I know.
Move along.
We're moving along. Move along. Move along.
Oh, okay. Chris Ryans, who is Chris Bro, because he's from Bro Axiom.
Hey!
He did.
Hey, Chris.
He did a GIF of. Why can't I remember his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You are a failure amongst men.
Hey, I got it. I got it.
He did get it.
My
He
brain
did.
is
Ladies and
mostly
gentlemen.
on birds. You could
You're
say
right.
I have a bird.
Shoot, we have to ask him at the end of the show.
You
about-
could say I have a bird brain.
Boo.
The gift says, no idea.
No idea. What was the question that was asked? Excuse me. So I'm on the same page.
What is the title for episode 9 going to be?
Egg salad.
Well,
Is it going to be egg salad?
Oh, it could be. It could be Star Wars Episode 9, Egg Salad.
Blake Johnson. You saw all Bombad.
yeah.
You know
I
what?
like-
That's
I like
solid.
that one.
Solid stuff.
Let's see. Oh, keeping with that, Christian Purser says Return of the Binks.
Return of the Binks.
I think a lot of people really want to make Jar Jar jokes for it, and you know what? That's appropriate. That's no problem with that.
I like Alden Cranford's, which is Son of Darkness. I guess that could be in reference to Kylo.
That could be.
But that's-
Rise of Dracula.
Oh.
Yeah, but then the abbreviation would be SOD.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Kylo's a very sod character.
boy, this guy.
Take a one-class trip straight to Timbuktu, where all the birds are.
Wait, there's birds there?
That's where they gather for their national or international committee.
That's right.
The bird committee.
That's
gonna
the
go
bird
there.
UN.
I'm gonna go
The
there.
IBC, International Bird Committee.
Kelly
Wouldn't
Marie.
it just be their committee? Why would they call it a bird committee? We don't call it the human UN.
Sure we do, don't we?
Hello and welcome to the human United States of America. Kelly Marie says a new order, which is
Ooh.
good. Almost a play on a new hope, a new order.
I actually love that. A new order.
Is there any on Instagram?
There are none that I wish to read.
Even better, the first order. Oh, wait.
The Last Order.
The last order.
Last Jedi, Last Order.
Yeah.
So this is actually what I think it.
How about this? Episode 9, first catch of the day.
Oh.
The catch of the day.
Catch of the day.
Catch of the Ray. Oh.
Confirmed. Okay. This is what I actually think it'll be. Believe it or not, Harold Colgrove says balance of the force.
You really think that?
I think it'll have something to do with balance.
New Balance.
The new balance.
New balance of the force. Great product placement, Disney. Great product.
We see what you did
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Balance of the force. I'm not sure I like that.
I don't.
Do we want to
either.
debate it?
It's too long.
Too long, yeah.
Balance of the force.
Yeah, the word's too long.
Return of the Jedi is probably equal number of letters.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, but those are articles.
Phantom Menace seems pretty long.
Attack of the Clones.
Ooh, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, but they have articles.
Balance of the Force. That's 4 words, though. I think 3
Revenge
words.
of the Sith. Return of the Jedi.
But
I think
those are
it's-
articles. You don't. You.
I'm not talking to you right now. I'm yelling at this guy.
Balance of the Force. I don't know. It just doesn't spark joy for me.
Yeah, it
Then what would you guys name it?
I don't know. Let's see here.
I'd be the last, first.
I give it
that
very
is-
little thought. I
That
give
is
it very
better.
little
That
thought.
is better than the balance of the force.
You're right.
So much better.
How about just the best one?
Ooh, the best
Star Wars
one.
Episode 9.
It'd be
the
the
best
best
one.
one.
It'd be hard to refute that. You know what I mean? When you're trying to talk about, man, the best one sucked. Oh, dang it. I can't
I think
say
the
it.
best one isn't the best one.
What?
You're
Did
lying.
you not look at the title of it?
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, Okay,
Oh, boy.
so there you go, Disney.
What if they call it The Clone Wars, the movie? Episode 9, The Clone Wars, the
What
movie.
if they call it End of Days?
Or any other Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Correct.
Star Wars Predator,
Star Wars Terminator 2.
Star Wars
Terminator 2.
Running Man, Star
Ooh,
Wars Episode
Running
9
Man.
Running Man.
What's the one where he wants
Running
the
Woman,
toy?
Calhoun.
Oh, excuse me.
It's 2019.
It's 2019. What's up?
Where he wants the toy. What's that one?
Oh, gosh. Jingle All the Way.
Star Wars. Jingle all the way.
I love it. I love it.
This
it's
Christmas.
It's gonna come out on Christmas.
It's perfect.
There you go. So that's the title. Anybody can quote. Hey, on a podcast, Chatter Squadron, they revealed the true title of the episode 9.
I kind of want to send this to Star Wars Photoshop on Twitter and have him make a nice movie poster for it.
Well, then let's do it. Star Wars.
Jingle
all the way. Man, what a good way to cap off that saga.
I agree. Saga itself
Really
and
brings
the
it.
search for the title was one as well.
Well, there you go, guys. We figured it out for you. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the little bell. Subscribe to us on Facebook. Rate us on iTunes. Rate us on Facebook. You gotta, because we told you. And you have to do everything we say, just like Ron.
You can. That's something I wanted to say too. Thanks to Ron, but also if you're listening to this, you listen to this audio sense all the time. You can watch us on Facebook and YouTube when the episode comes out. So if there's anything like, what the heck did they just do?
Yeah.
There.
Or I can't visualize how many pages Mike is showing with his fingers. So I have to-
Or is Ron Filtermore a real person? Do he come and shuffle in
how
and
dare
sit
you
down?
ask that question?
Yeah, is that a question?
I'm saying they might be asking
Oh,
that.
okay.
Of course, he's a real person.
Well, I don't know. I have more faith in our listener.
Okay. Anyway, I need to go look at some birds because my count is way off.
Sure.
So I don't
I
want to
can
give
hear
you
them
guys
now.
fake news and then come back on Thursday to hear about the Oscars.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Right?
We're doomed.